all my years. It's a disgrace. It's a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
Careful where you stand, sir.
This is nothing. They're young. They got a little carried away.
TNT, sponsors of Popstars.
It happens.
Last week on Popstars.
We're going to perform at the Brits.
Hearsay performed at the Brits. Although they won over their fans with only days to go before their single is released, now they must win over the media. This week on Popstars, Hearsay tour the country's radio stations, promoting their debut single.
Did any of you like Darius, or was it just for the cameras?
They face a grilling from the Sun.
Are you confident that once the programme finishes, that the band won't just disintegrate?
And there's a tough homecoming for Noel.
So much is changing so quickly.
Still to come this morning.
The Hearsay single is to be released in just 2 weeks. Radio airplay will be key to the single's success, so advanced copies of the CD are distributed to all the major radio stations.
Noel, they are Hearsay, and this is pure and simple.
While the single is being played on Radio 1, the band are about to start their tour of major radio stations around Britain. Last week, the band got off lightly in their first radio interview with Chris Moyles.
Thank you very much. Hearsay.
Now they're up against Kiss FM's shock jock DJ Bam Bam.
Real soon, Popstars.
5 weeks ago, his team harassed the group by staking out the band and even going through their rubbish.
That's Suzanne's house there. There's a phone number on the top. I know that'll them off.
He's determined not to give them an easy ride.
Just to be here is such a special moment.
Do you know what? He's got it sussed already. He knows if he's nice, he doesn't get a roasting.
Yeah, that's it.
It's too late for you, dude. It's too late for you. All right, so here's the thing. We thought we'd give you all little names. Obviously, we've got Hulkstar over there, Danny, because you look like the Incredible Hulk,
But
dude.
you know what? You look a bit like him as well.
OK. And we thought maybe, Kim, have a guess. Stropstar.
Very funny.
Go on, the Stropstar.
God, how long did that take you to think of?
Oh, man, I've seen you.
That's original.
Mylene, this is our name for you. This is not my name, it's somebody else's name. There you go.
I have to say, I do actually think there's more obvious things and you could have done better.
What we were thinking was, like, because of your beautiful big teeth, like horsey stuff.
Horsey teeth, did you just say?
I've never seen that.
Hang on. Popstars close-up on Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Go on, then.
Yeah,
The guys are really good fun. They're having a laugh, aren't they? Yeah. They're not taking anything too personally. When you're talking, you throw anything at them, and they just know it's a game. I think more so than the girls are a little bit ready to jump. Kim's got a stare. She's got this look, hasn't she? She's got this evil stare thing going on.
But Bam Bam has more cutting questions for the girls.
Did you enjoy going through the rubbish?
Do you know what I did? Is that your abdo trim?
Yeah, it was.
I knew it was your abdo trim.
Did you?
I don't know why, because you're the fat one.
I'm not the fat
You'd
one.
be the one who wanted to lose the weight, right? But by the way, thanks for getting your hair cut.
You're welcome.
That long stuff was stupid.
Weren't happening. Weren't happening.
I thought it was lovely.
Thanks for doing that.
Yay.
I'm getting quite scared, I'm going to let you know. If Danny's quite imposing, I think Kim's going to punch me, and Mylene, for sure, I'm on her death list. That's it, I'm going down.
We gave as good as we got. But he sort of knew what he was doing because he was hitting on a raw nerve with me over my weight thing. But I wasn't quick enough, really, and thinking about it, if I'd have sat there and said, well, I can lose weight, what can you do about your face? Then that would have been...
That would have been
Because the guy is ugly.
In order to cover the country, the band must split up into 2 groups. Northern girls Kim and Suzanne will visit the north of England and Scotland, while the other 3 will tour Wales and the south. They'll be travelling hundreds of miles to conduct interviews in over 40 radio stations, broadcasting to 80% of the country in just 3 days, a process that normally takes 2 weeks.
The most important thing for pretty much all artists is to spend some time out in what we call the regions, which is basically the whole of the UK, not be London-centric. Get out there, get to local radio stations, spread the message, basically.
It's the first morning of the tour. Having arrived in the early hours, lack of sleep has taken its toll on Miley.
Don't feel like I've slept. I feel like I went to bed and shut my eyes, and then it was just time to get up. And I sound like it too.
In Birmingham, Kim and Suzanne are suffering from the same symptoms.
Too tired, I'm too tired.
We've got to get used to these breakfast shows. Because we haven't had any breakfast.
As the radio sessions begin, there are none of the shock tactics that the band was subjected to the day before.
Did any of you like Darius, or was it just for the cameras?
And the single's out in a couple of weeks. Are you happy with it?
Very happy.
You got a friend in me.
Happy 9th birthday.
Happy birthday, Uni. Ladies and gentlemen, with their second single, the Pure and Simple Hearsay with You Got a Friend in Me. Thank you very much.
Danny, Mylene and Noel have a further 10 interviews to do today. So to alleviate the boredom, they've come up with an unusual competition with Kim and Suzanne.
We're going to collect memorabilia from every station.
In Kim's hometown of Wigan, the girls take up the freebie gathering challenge.
I've got you each a pair of Wish FM knickers. There you go.
Need underwear.
No, you don't need these.
There are other surprises in store for Kim. Wigan Rugby Club have invited her to come and tour their stadium.
This is Wigan. This is Robin Park. Look at it. My voice echoes. Hello! We could sing here, you know, without any mics. Ba-da-ba. No, not that. Not that.
I saw Kim a few times on the Popstars show. She was wearing the Manchester United jersey. I thought, being a Wigan girl, and I'm sure she's seen a couple of rugby games in her life, we'd best get a Wigan jersey to her. Sent a small invite to her parents. It found a way to Kim, and she took us up, and we're glad that she has.
Now that she's kitted out, they wanted to prove what she's made of. Tonight, The Brits is being broadcast, and Danny's girlfriend Chloe, a student at Canterbury University, has invited some friends round to watch Hearsay's performance. She's found it strange coming to terms with Danny's stardom.
He came down the other day, and we saw him, and people in the street was asking for autographs, and people wanted their picture done with him, and I was like, why? It's only Danny. Do you know, I couldn't understand it, but then when you stood back and watched, he was like, he really is a pop star.
100 miles away at a radio station in Cambridge, Danny, Mylene and Noel have taken time out of their busy schedule to tune in.
Hello, the Popstars called Hearsay.
Hey! I'm not going to cry this time. So I miss half the performance if I cry, because my eyes go all blurry. We was at a concert about a year and a half ago at Earls Court, and he went to me, this time next year or in 2 years' time, I'm going to be on that stage. And I was like, where did that come from, do you know? And he was like, I will be on that stage, believe me. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then today, he's on Earls Court performing, and I was like, it's really great. I'm sure I bore him, but, you know, everyone would be the same if it was their boyfriend, I'm sure, so. It's Danny. Buongiorno.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, did you watch it?
Yes, it's very good.
Was it cool?
You got to get rid of the trainers.
What, the Converse?
Yeah.
They're cool, I like my Converse.
They're nasty, Danny. Get rid of them.
They're lovely Converse.
You're proud of
myself.
really good.
I'm really proud of myself.
Oh, you're proud of yourselves, that's good.
Say hello to everyone for me.
Danny says hi. Hi.
I'll ring you a bit later.
Okay then.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too, bye.
What's he say?
He was more nervous watching it than he was performing it, but they're very proud of themselves. So it's cool. They're cool.
We're really strong together at the minute, which is really cool. And the fact is, it's not so much of... It's how I handled it, yeah, but it's how she handles it. And I think a lot of it could have been much worse if I was in a relationship with someone who kind of got jealous about other people. I'm glad that she's a strong person and that we can just chat on the phone every day and keep the relationship going, because I don't see why there should be a need to end it just because we're not seeing each other every day, because hopefully in the future all this hard work will set up this good life together.
Coming up, the band return to their roots.
As far as I'm concerned, Ashton's always going to be my own.
Their Australian counterparts are in town.
World domination is slowly coming closer and closer, which is great.
And Hearsay look to the future.
It's going to be a very strange experience because since November, like, the cameras have been our lives.
It's a tragedy. Crushed by his own friends. Sorry. 3 minutes, lads.
It's Wednesday, and the second day of the radio tour is going well. So far, the band have travelled nearly 1,000 miles and broadcast from over 20 radio stations around the country. The questions continue to be friendly, although there are some strange ones.
Please, 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 can you arrange a night with Danny? I'm a young truck driver.
Wait for it. I need him to tie to my bed.
Mylene, raunchy sex or a cup of tea?
Oh, God. Do I get a chocolate biscuit with it?
Which one, the sex or the cup of tea?
Good answer.
Right, hi, question for Suzanne. Ask if her breasts are real because they are lovely. Look, I'm not just making that up. It's anonymous.
They're real.
If it's not too personal, what size?
No,
Let me guess.
I'll let you
Let's see.
guess.
Right.
In Bury, the girls take a small detour to Suzanne's old school, where they've been invited to come and speak to some of the pupils.
How can we get out there?
OK, I think the best thing from a safety point of view is if you move yourself in there. OK, all right.
Noel has also taken time out of the radio tour to visit his family and friends in Cardiff.
How weird. We're going to Noel's house. He's like one of my best mates. I've never been to his house before.
Hello.
Yeah, it's nice for him to walk in the house again, because I didn't think he ever would, but all I ever see is his left ear when he meow through the front door and out the front door again. That's all I ever see.
To spend 40 minutes here is just, I think, is more harm than good, because
I'm gonna cry.
I know how much I want to, you know, I miss being home, and I just want to go to bed in my own bed, which is just by there, and I know that in like a bit I've got to go to Oxford, and then I don't know when I'm coming home again next time.
Back in Bury, Suzanne is overwhelmed by the reaction she's receiving.
See that?
In the classroom, the senior students are keen to learn from Suzanne's experiences.
Looking back on your life, has anything really inspired you to do what you want to do?
Take that inspired me.
Take that.
Oh, I'm sorry. And who was yours then?
Ross, all right.
You've dedicated your life to singing and drama. Do you ever feel like you've missed out on anything?
Not enough maths. Definitely.
Suzanne always had a clear sense of where she wanted to go. Even at an early age, you know, even at 16, she knew that this is what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a pop star.
Back in his hometown, Noel has only a quarter of an hour to meet with some friends at his local, where his career as a singer first started.
I used to like move the table out of the way and put up a PA system. This is where I used to like do a little turn on a Sunday afternoon.
And just blew everyone away. So that was it. You know, it was just a matter of time before someone clapped their eyes on him and picked him up. And that's what's happened. Brilliant.
He stole the show, big time.
Not
the
a
man.
surprise.
God, look at that. I know everyone. They wouldn't be giving me the compliments if I wasn't where I was now.
In Manchester, Suzanne has a big surprise. Howard Donald from 90s boy band Take That is at the radio station.
Do you know what? I've got a confession to make. Well, it's not really a confession, but I stood outside your house once and waited for you to come out.
How did you
It's really mad.
I could have told you if you didn't have.
Don't put that on tape.
I'd just say one thing, whatever you do, however long it's going to last, I mean, hopefully it'll be a long time, just try not to get caught up in it and just stay down to earth. I mean, that's how I've always been.
Yeah.
And I can probably say that for nearly every member of the Take That, except for one, which was Robbie Williams. But just try and keep your feet on the ground, really.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
At Noel's local pub, it's time to say goodbye.
We've got to go, guys. Come on, let's go.
There's nothing you can throw at me that I haven't already heard. I'm just trying to find.
It's been a fleeting visit for Noel, and his busy lifestyle means that he doesn't know when he'll be back.
I never thought you were a fool, but darling, look at you. Oh, you gotta stand up straight, carry your own weight. These tears are gold.
No, that was horrible. It's horrible. God, it's not so much that I miss home. I do. I miss my family and friends. It's that so much is changing so quickly.
Noel's visit home has put his newfound fame into perspective.
There is no going back now. It is always going to be going forwards. Even if it did fall to pieces, you could never go back, ever. It'll never be the same.
I said I'm not going to change, I'm not going to change, and I don't feel like I've changed at all, but other people are going to change, you know. It's not just about how you deal with it, it's about how everybody else deals with it as well.
The best indication of how well a single is doing is how much airplay it receives from radio stations. Singles have to make stations' playlists if the record has any chance of success. For Hearsay, there's some good news.
Your record's gone on the B list at Radio 1.
Oh!
That means that it'll be put on the playlist at Radio 1 and you'll hear the record on a regular basis, basically.
Radio airplay is vital if the single is to reach #1.
We're number 29 in the airplay chart. An example of an artist that have done that before would be the Spice Girls or Robbie Williams well into their career. You know, so we're dealing with big stuff now.
Hearsay is on the playlist, and that's what we want. So it's really good. It's all going well. The radio tours are paying off.
Meanwhile, Kim and Suzanne are also in good spirits. By Wednesday afternoon, the souvenir competition is getting fierce.
This is our best one so far. We've got a beach bra.
Yes! Kim and Suzanne aren't having much luck.
Hang on a minute.
But Danny, Noel and Mylene are on a roll.
We've blagged a Christmas tree.
And we get extra points for it.
Get extra points because it's out of season and it's got fairy lights which work.
Yeah, you soggy southerners, have a look at that. Please. We are going to beat you. You just know it, because we're just so much better.
At the end of the day, the Southern Tour are confident they've scored the winning memento.
Sorry, we're points ahead now. We have to be.
But Kim and Suzanne are keeping their fingers crossed that they've done OK.
We so really want it. This is important to us. We're northern birds. We have to win than the Brits and see the UK.
Girls, if you're watching...
Be afraid.
Be very afraid.
Back in Wigan, Kim has taken the opportunity to meet up with family and friends at her local pub.
This is Steve, and I used to come here every Wednesday and do karaoke, and we used to sing.
Come on, easy years. This is Kim, the star of Aston. This is a great time.
Soon, Kim and her best friend join the ranks of Wigan's finest and take their turn on the mic.
As far as I'm concerned, Ashton's always going to be my home and never change. I love you all. Thank you.
Radio tour's been amazing. We're just at the end of it now. It's been amazing reception for all the stations. We had loads of local press, local TV down, and you know the guys have gone down really well. And I think they've got their message across, which is what it's all about, basically.
At the end of a tiring 3 days, the band return home and are happy to be reunited. But they have one important score to settle.
Oh my God!
Look at this!
And you put it all
Done
together.
some serious blagging.
You flagged big time. Big time flagging.
Welcome
to our treasure trove.
Oh, I like that.
Look at it.
Wicked. That is wicked. Well done.
Both teams have amassed an impressive array of freebies, but they decide to call it a draw. Having been so intense, the radio tour seems to have rubbed off on them. A little too much.
Stay tuned after the break. We'll find out how Kim, Danny, Mylene, Suzanne and Noel get on their radio promotions tour.
Bye!
Coming up, the band gets some shocking advice.
Don't become a pop star!
They crack up under the pressure.
Oh my God.
And reveal all to the press.
What do you mean not too serious?
Well, we're not planning on marriage.
Raspberry! No, man, there's too much hits on that one.
Wake up! Oi, I thought I said no groupies.
After Kiss FM, the band had an easy ride on the radio tour. But as usual, they are brought down to earth with a bump by the Sunday tabloids. This week, the Sunday Mirror has printed a story about Kim's relationship breaking down.
She's mixing with top celebrities at the Brits and he's back in Wigan working at the brewery. It was inevitable.
The paper alleges she split up with her fiancé because she's seeing Richie from the boy band Five.
If it was true, I'd admit it, but it's not true. It's just ridiculous.
Kim's not having a relationship with Richie, but she has left her fiancé, Martin.
We've split up because, you know, it's hard having a long-distance relationship. It's hard keeping a long-distance relationship, and when you're not seeing somebody all the time, it's very stressful on both of you. You know, and it all depends on the strength of the relationship, and I guess ours just wasn't strong enough. But it certainly isn't, you know, I still really care about Martin. You know, I do still love him, I still, you know, and, yeah, you know, it makes me feel sick when I think that people can write something so untrue about someone.
Hearsay's single Pure and Simple is released on March the 12th, and pressure is mounting on their record company. Everyone expects it to top the charts, but there's stiff competition.
At the moment, there are two very big records. There's a Shaggy record and there's a Westlife single. And both those records are selling... They're going to sell between 250 and 300,000 week one. And normally to go in at number one, you have to sell about 150,000 on average. So for whatever reason, at the moment, number one singles are selling double the amount they normally do.
But some people make a more scientific judgment of a single's chances of reaching number one. Graham Sharp of William Hill has been analysing the competition. Hearsay's first hurdle will be beating the current number one, Shaggy's It Wasn't Me.
Saw me kissing on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She even caught me on camera. It wasn't me.
I think the problem for the Shaggy supporters is that the record was eagerly anticipated, has already come out and topped the charts and got big sales behind it. It's got to hold on for a long time against very strong opposition.
Their immediate competition is from Westlife's Uptown Girl. They combine a huge fan base with the power of a charity record.
I think it would be a brave man that wouldn't predict that Westlife will get to number one with the benefit of the boost of the comic relief behind them. But they traditionally sell the great bulk of their sales in the first week, so I think they've got a week's advantage, but whether they can hold on after that is open to some doubt.
But Graham thinks Pure and Simple has a huge advantage because of the amount of publicity the group have received.
I think the big advantage that Hearsay has got is the timing. Probably Shaggy has peaked and is on the way out, and Westlife possibly seen their best week behind them. But of course the problem they've got is whether the TV viewers translate into record buyers. I suspect they probably will after all this time. I think they'd be odds-on favourites to get in there and defy both Westlife and Shaggy. I reckon about 7-4 on to get to #1 in their first week.
But despite Graham's optimism, Paul is still worried. He fears that sales that would normally guarantee the band a #1 may only get them to #3.
When the single comes out on March the 12th, it might go in at 2 or 3. And I can see the headlines. You know, Popstars fail. You can see it. They won't have failed. They'd have had a massive hit record, and thereafter we'll sell lots of albums. But I can see it, and it'd be awful.
It's 4:30 a.m. and it's the band's busiest publicity period to date. Today they'll have to do 4 TV appearances, several radio interviews and talk to most of Fleet Street. Their first appearance is with Lorraine Kelly.
Well done performing live. Yeah. No, not many do that, especially this time in the morning.
After a friendly chat on the sofa, the band undertake a huge round of interviews for all types of media.
And I read that only 1% of the Popstars TV audience has to buy this for it to go to #1. So it's guaranteed, surely, isn't it?
What's the best bit about it?
The Brits. I'm going to challenge you to come up with one thing I don't know about any of you.
Were you privately educated?
Well, I went to music school. Yeah.
Do you think you need somebody who's quite kind of dominant, quite in control?
To do it on different levels, to be
We all have
honest.
fair share.
We all have, and like, you know...
Kim, we're keeping you up. Oh, no. Sorry, so lean back on Danny, have a little kiss.
By the time they appear on Channel 5's exclusive, they've heard every question in the book. They know them so well, they can even give the answers before they're asked.
Nasty Nigel wasn't really that nice.
Boys have really bad
Darius
habits.
is very
The
talented.
highest point was the Brits. The highest point was leaving our families.
You did spend your house together.
No,
I
we
share
don't
a room
fall out.
with Kim.
No, we don't fall out, and no, I'm not going out with Rich from 5.
What happened
We broke
there?
up a few days ago.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Just
After countless interviews, the band finally lose it. Julia Llewellyn-Smith from The Express has a habit of replying, aha, to the band's answers.
But obviously these other people think they have foundations to say this. Music is our job and we treat it as such. But it...
Oh no. Oh no.
My life's taken the turn that it has. I'm concentrating so much on, like... oh, stop it.
It's because of his position of power. And if you think about it, like, anyone in that position is going to be listened to because they're on a soapbox and it goes out to a hell of a lot of people, even if you're
The smallest thing's very, very amusing. And, you know, it's all about fatigue. You know, you just start getting the giggles, and once you've got it, you just go insane and you start laughing and you're all delirious and... We're really supportive of each other.
Well, sorry.
That answer that I gave you, Dan, about the...
Yeah! Oh my god.
I do like doing group interviews because it is really fun watching how people spark off each other, but I've never, ever, had my interviewee just collapse in hysterics and actually fall on the floor like Kim did. That was a new one on me.
Oh dear. What have they slipped in your
Lord, help me.
On the other side of London, there's another band on their promotional tour. They're Bardot, the winners of the original Popstars series in Australia. They've had huge success in the Southern Hemisphere since their launch a year ago.
We actually made Australian music history by becoming the first ever Australian act to debut at #1 with our single and our album. After that, we had a double platinum single, double platinum album, 2 gold singles.
Bardot's success will be comforting for Hearsay as they leave the television series behind.
Now we're here in the UK for a full-on Bardot blitz, and then we've got a planned release in the US in their summer, just about June, July. So world domination is slowly coming closer and closer, which is great.
Bardot have coped with a lot in the last year, but they don't think they could have coped with the UK selection process.
How did they deal with Nasty Nigel? He's
Yeah.
nasty.
Usually, is it Kim? Kim, yeah. I have a few words to her.
Oh, I would have, like...
After a series of light-hearted interviews, Hearsay face a tougher challenge. They're going to have exclusive one-on-one interviews with Dominic Mohan, showbiz editor of The Sun. He's hoping to get strong personal stories from each of them.
I'm sure they might be a little bit nervous with the son's reputation, yeah, maybe my reputation as well, so it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it. I just hope they're not too monosyllabic and frightened.
Mixed with Oasis,
Nice.
and it's going to go straight to the top. He's been really supportive. And it's going to be really hard. It's going to be tough on you guys today because it's the first major tabloid interview you're doing, and you're being...
Polydor press officer Sundraj Srinivasan is briefing them for what to expect.
They will try and dig into your personal lives as well. And at the same time, without going into too much detail, you do have to understand he needs a story, so you do need to give him a little bit.
Dominic's first interest is whether the band have a future.
Are you confident that once the programme finishes, that the band won't just disintegrate, because that's kind of gone? You're confident that the band can be around for a long time?
Confident in that.
Why do you think that is? I mean, is there... I mean, do you feel a complete unit? I mean, there's been reports that there have been tensions in the group. Is that...
No, there's been no tension in the group whatsoever.
Danny, you know, cheeky chappy from the East End, and
I think
again seems very grounded. Is not taking it for granted. Realises that he might be back cleaning off his toilets in 6 months. Only child.
Noel has never spoken about his younger brother and sister, who both died as babies. And now Dominic is asking him directly to talk about them.
Your mum's certainly been through a lot of trauma.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, kind of going through things like that at an early age set you up well for later on in life. I mean...
Noel has been through a bit of tragedy in his life. I mean, his family background doesn't sound that easy. You know, he lost a brother and a sister when they were very young, and I think his mum's had quite a hard life. Also, he was saying that his young cousin's quite ill at the moment.
Next up is Suzanne. Dominic probes her about her 35-year-old boyfriend.
So you're still going out with Andrew?
Yeah, I'm still with him.
How long have you been seeing him for?
About a year now. It's not too serious, you know. We're not too serious with it, but we're there for each other.
What do you mean, not too serious?
Well, we're not planning on marriage.
You don't see other people or anything there?
Oh, no, it's not open.
So I thought Suzanne came over as a lot more confident than I thought. I mean, I think I got under the sort of nice young girl next door type image and realised that she was perhaps a bit harder and very, very career-minded and knows exactly what she wants from this.
He's also interested in Mylene's love life.
Yeah, obviously there were the stories about you being two-timed or whatever. I mean, how have you dealt with that? I mean, were you surprised that people were interested?
To be honest, I'm not going to give any more glory to the fame seekers by talking about it, because a lot of it is just not true, and the people who know me, they know the truth. And
with
that's
Mylene, I thought that, a lot of the answers were stock responses that they'd had drilled into them. Whereas I felt with, Kim, she was maybe more open and more genuine.
Everybody, it's the newest relationship in the group.
When Nigel told Kim that she should lose weight 2 months ago, he got a furious response.
Well, the goose has gotten fat.
Do you think I'm fat?
Out of order.
Dominic's found out why Kim was so upset.
I had a slight weight problem, well, a bit of an eating problem when I was 17. I'd sort of got it into my head. Well, I was very thin. I was just very thin, and I was just constantly looking at calories, watching what I was doing, and I think I probably did make myself sick on one occasion.
Kim was, from the way we'd seen her on the show, I think perhaps people did perceive her as a bit of a prima donna, but actually I don't really think that's the case. She's seems very down to earth. So I was maybe a bit harsh on her earlier.
And they're going to look at that programme and they're going to go, well, hang on a minute. If they're saying that to her, then there's something wrong with me. And it promotes, it promotes being skinny. It promotes all that stick-thin figure sort of thing, and that's wrong.
Dominic thinks the most testing time for the band still lies ahead.
What will be interesting is once the show finishes and they become a band, they could disintegrate, because they're only used to existing with each other in front of cameras. So that'll be very, very interesting. It's like an experiment, really, and it'll be interesting to see how these guinea pigs get on when they're let out into the real world.
At an exclusive London hotel, Hearsay have travelled to meet their Australian counterparts. Bardot.
It's going to be very interesting because although it's the same process, it's very different products at the end of it.
You know, they're a 5-piece girl band from Australia, and you know, yeah, it's just going to be interesting.
It's a chance for the band to talk to people who've been through a similar experience. And Bardo's success is proof that there's life after the cameras stop rolling.
With us, it was like, oh, they're TV personalities, because it was such a good launching pad, and then it was like, well, now it's about the music, and let's see how far they can go, you know, like...
You know, it's like someone had told your story back to you, all the same sort of situations they've been in, the stories, just the same. It's uncanny.
Like launching pad, that's what we have to talk about. Popstars bubble.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Manufactured.
Manufactured. Is it real? It's really weird.
Nice to just sit down and have a little chat about the whole Popstars experience, and you know, they've come out the other side.
With only a week to go of the TV series, Hearsay are looking to the future.
As soon as the cameras go, I think that then will give us the chance to go on as any other normal band would carry on.
It's going to be a very strange experience because since November, like, the cameras have been our lives.
I think, yeah, there will be elements that you'll miss, but also it'll be nice to just to get on with normal life, you know, to open a door and to not have a camera in your face at 5 in the morning when you feel pants.
I can be poison.
From their very first auditions, Popstars has followed the development of Hearsay every step of the way. But next Sunday, it's Judgment Day for the band. In a live special presented by Davina McCall, we'll find out where Hearsay chart with their debut single, Pure and Simple. See the final chapter of the music story of the year next Sunday at 6:15 on ITV.
So, can you tell me, is there any truth in the allegations that you mime in your live shows?